Good morning. I am Coach Musser. I'm here to talk a little boys basketball at our first press conference of the year. I'm going to start talking a little bit about our records for all of our levels. Our freshman teams, A and B, are combined right now to be 7-7. Our sophomore team is off to a great start at 5-1, and our JV team is sitting currently at 3-2, with our varsity right now at 4-6. Just coming off a close loss to Lee Summit last Friday. I kind of lost at the buzzer there, so looking forward to getting back on the court, getting better this week for our game Friday against Staley. Right now, I think I'm going to open up for questions if you guys have anything for me, and then we can go from there.
All right, so you guys lost 2 games over break by 1 possession, as well as an overtime loss earlier in the season. How are you guys trying to improve upon closing close games as the season progresses?
That's a great question. We've been focusing on that at practice, and I think just practicing those situations at practice. You know, me being new to the team this year in our first year, trying to figure out who our identity is and how we want to play and how we want to close out games. You know, it's been a lot for the guys to take in, and they're doing a great job, and they're working and they're competing. So we just got to continue to focus on those situations at practice, and I'm confident that later in the season, come February, we'll be winning those close games.
What were your biggest takeaways from the William Jewell tournament?
Well, I think coming out of it was probably a little bit disappointing. We go 1-2 in the tournament. But I think the biggest takeaway was trying to figure out who our identity was. I don't think until that point we really knew what we wanted to be and how we wanted to play, again, with just everything being new. And so we sit down with the guys, we talk to them, and our focus at practice has been trying to figure out who we are, how we're going to win games, what's going to make us successful, and we've had a great week since then.
With Jalen and Benny both being listed in the top 10 scorers in William Jewell tournament, do you see them as being your go-to offensive players throughout the season?
I mean, yeah. They're going to be our leading scorers. They've been our top performers until this point. And when we need baskets, we've definitely looked to them in key situations. But what's going to make this team special is when those guys really get going, it's going to open up opportunities for everybody else. And we definitely have guys, you know, Brock Niemeyer's got going a few games. Justice Braden's been solid for us. Garrett Lynn's really starting to play well. Davis Rockers had a big game last time. So I think it's going to open up opportunities for everybody else. And again, we will look to them a lot. But by them doing that, it's going to give other guys opportunities as well.
This Friday, we have the Staley game, and any time North faces Staley in any sport, it is typically regarded as a rivalry game. Do you want your players to feel like this is a rivalry, or do you want to treat this as any other game?
Well, they've all heard this before. The next game's the biggest game, and so it's a big game because it's the next one on the schedule. We've had several good practices, and so I kind of wanted to look at it just as a normal game. I mean, yes, it's going to be probably a little bit more intense. It's close, and I know that our fans consider it a rivalry, but to us, it's just another game. It's a conference game. It's a chance for us to get back on the court, compete, and get better, and keep us heading in the right direction.
What are some of the keys to victory for the Staley game, and what are you looking for the team to improve on since the Lee Summit West game?
I'd say keys are we got to have great possessions offensively. We got to make sure that they don't speed us up. They do a great job of defending and kind of getting you out of what you want to do. So we got to make sure that we kind of impose our will on the offensive end and make sure we get into what we want to. And then defensively, we really need to prevent them from getting, shots in the paint. They are really good. They're big. They're physical. They want to get it to the paint and score at the rim. So we got to make sure that we keep them out of there and make them settle for tough shots. And we can only give them one shot every time at each possession. And so with that, we're really looking forward to this game. Like I said, you guys talked about the Lee Summit game, how it came down the wire and we lost at the buzzer. So we kind of want to get that taste out of our mouth. We want to get back on the floor and compete. Our guys are excited for the Staley game. We hope you all can make it. It's this Friday at Staley, 7 o'clock. So we hope all the students and fans can make it. So thank you guys.